this is what else I want to talk about with football was the playoff format, because I've heard a lot of people, debating. I listen to sports talk radio a lot, and a lot of people debate this playoff format, how it's not fair that a team like San Diego at 8-8 gets into the playoffs just because they win their division, but a team like the Patriots goes 11-5 and doesn't even make it to the playoffs, and it's not fair. And we need to change the format, and this kind of thing just shouldn't happen. Well, listen, man, you can't do that. You can't. The format has to stay in place. You can't start changing it up and going strictly by record. You just can't do it. And the reason why, strength of schedule. All right, it's strength of schedule. You can't go strictly by record. You just can't go by record because, and then you have to start looking into, well, how good was the conference this team play? Like, take for example the Chargers make the playoffs this year at 8-8. Now I know their division wasn't that great, all right, but they showed at the end of the year they deserved to be there. They beat the Colts in the first round. They deserved it. I'm sorry, they did it. I know they didn't have that great of a season. They got out when it was right, and you have to go into the season as a football team thinking, all right, first things first, we have to win our division, all right, and then you look to the playoffs, and then you look, to the Super. But first things first, you have to win your division, all right? And you just can't change that, because what if it's just hard to explain. Like, okay, I don't even know how to put this into words so much. Maybe I should have thought this out. But you can't just change the playoff form. You can't just start handing it out according to record, because what if you get a team like 2 seasons ago, the Browns team that finished 10-6? They missed the playoffs, but their record was really good. But if you look at their schedule, I mean, it was cream puff. They played nobodies all season long. They would have got spanked in the playoffs. They didn't deserve to be there. I mean, they couldn't get past a terrible Baltimore, one of the worst Baltimore teams ever, a Cincinnati team in shambles. I don't even know Pittsburgh is the other team, and they couldn't. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see that you have to keep the system in place the way that it is. You just do, because otherwise you have to start figuring other things into account, like, well, this team's 11-5 and that team's 11-5, but who did they play and who was better? And you can't do all that. You just have to keep it in place as it is. Listen, if you win your division, you're in the playoffs. As simple as that. Simple as that. You have one of the best records in the conference. You're getting home field advantage, at least for the first round, or what. That's the way that it has to be. If you finish 11-5, but you're second in your conference and you don't get in, sorry. Be better. Be better. I don't know what to tell you, but you can't just go not letting people into the playoffs after they win the division. If they win their division, you can't keep them out of the playoffs. What if they're in the hardest division? What if the NFC East, which is widely thought of as the toughest division in football, if not all of sports, what if the best team in that conference, or in that division, goes, let's say, 9-7? All right, not a good record, but let's say it's the Giants. They go 9-7, but they're the best team in football. I mean, they're close to the best team in football, but they go 9-7 because they're in the hardest they're in the hardest division there is. You can't penalize them. I mean, they landed on top of their division. You can't penalize them and kick them out of the playoffs and let some team in there from the AFC West or something like that has a better record but didn't play anyone all year. You just can't do that. So you have to keep it in place as it is, because if you start trying to switch it around, then you have to look into strength of schedule, and you have to decide, well, who really deserves it more. And the system that's in place now, it's clear cut. It's clear cut. There's no questions. Did the Patriots deserve to get in this year? They seem to be a pretty good team, but they couldn't win the AFC East. So apparently they weren't good enough. I mean, Miami got in. New England didn't. That's life. I mean, that's life. What happened to Miami? They got bounced out. First things first. Is that right? Am I remembering that right? And the Chargers advanced. So what do you say? I mean, you have to keep it in place the way it is. There's no questions. There's really no controversy. If a good team gets left out of the playoffs, you know, tough. They weren't good enough. Bottom line, they weren't good enough. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. You can't go switching things around, because then everything else, you have to take everything else into account, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. All right, next thing I want to clear up, because I've just been, these things have been building up. I've been, these stories have just been compiling and building up, and I had to come weigh in on them. But here we go next. Kobe versus LeBron. We have to end this nonsense right now. Kobe versus LeBron. Who's better? Who would you take? Kobe scores 61, then LeBron gets a 52-point triple-double the next night in the Garden. Who's the best? Okay, well, actually, they took LeBron's triple-double away, something goofy. But to me, it's not even, you can't even question what LeBron James does for a team is so far above and beyond what anyone else in the league does for their team. And listen, I love Kobe. And if the question is, who do you want shooting the ball with 5 seconds left, I'm taking Kobe Bryant. But if it's who do you want on your team out of the two, long haul, even for 1 year, whatever, LeBron James. LeBron James. Listen, you can say all you want, well, it's not just about numbers. Well, it's not just about stats. It is to me. Because you know why? Stats equal things that happen. I mean, you score points, that translates. That's on the floor. You're scoring points on the floor, it's points in stats. Points on the floor, that equals wins. Then people try to play stats off like they don't matter. Listen, stats are everything. I mean, stats are everything. They are absolutely everything. Now let's compare. Points per game. LeBron James 28.5, Kobe Bryant 27.5. Wash, right? That's a wash. They can both score. We all know that. Assists per game. LeBron James this year, 7. 7 assists a game. All right? Now Kobe Bryant, 5.1. Not shabby. Not too bad at all. But 7 a game for LeBron James? Now, come on, that's point guard stuff. That's ridiculous. Rebounds per game. LeBron James, 7.5 rebounds per game. Per game. Kobe Bryant, 5.5. Again, not bad. But I mean, even better than not bad. Really good, actually. Really, really good for Kobe Bryant. But still, what LeBron James is able to do is absolutely remarkable, and we're lucky to be watching. Steals per game. LeBron's at 2. 2 steals per game. All right, Kobe's at 1.3, just right over 1. So LeBron's almost got twice the steals per game as Kobe. And blocks per game. 1.3 for LeBron. 0.4 for Kobe, and that's always the thing. Well, LeBron doesn't have, he's not the defender that Kobe is. Well, I'm looking at numbers right here that says that he is the defender that Kobe is. Matter of fact, I'm looking at numbers that say that he's better. They're right here in front of me. They don't lie. He's better. Better on offense, better on defense. Well, Kobe's a better on-ball defender. Who cares? That's one thing. Okay, Kobe's a better on-ball defender. All right. And he's what? Maybe he has a better jump shot. And that's it. That's it. Those are the